Hi everyone, I'm Jacy from Craft Life, and I'm here today to teach you how to make a rainbow loom cup cozy. I'm using Cheryl Mayberry's Dragon Scale design, and I will put a link to her channel in the description box below because she has so many great Dragon Scale tutorials. And these cup cozies are great for soda cans, water bottles, and you'll always know which one is yours. So the supplies you will need to make these are a rainbow loom, some rubber bands, today I am using green and white, your rainbow loom hook or crochet hook, and if you want to attach a button like I did in this one, you will need your button and some dental floss. So please get your supplies and get ready for step 1. This is step 1. To start, please take out your middle row and your big blue piece. Now, before we start, I want to make it clear that I'm going to be doing the double dragon scale, which also means that I'm going to be using 2 rubber bands at a time, but you can use 1 rubber band each time. But I like 2 better. So, to begin, we're going to choose 10 pegs on our loom, and we're going to start on this side. We're going to skip this peg, take your rubber bands, and make an X on these 2 pegs. Now push it down. And I know some of you like to call these figure 8s, but I call mine X's. So you can either lay your 8s or your X's. So now we're going to skip another space, make another 8 or an X. We're going to skip another space, make your X, skip another space, and make your X. Now push these down. Now we're going to lay our next color. We're going to start on these 2 pegs, our first 2. We're going to make an X, but do not push this rubber band down. Take another, make an X, skip 1, make an X, skip 1, make an X, and do your last X on these 2. And remember, I'm using 2 rubber bands each time, but you don't have to. So now you can see that we have a bottom row and a top row. And what you want to do is take your bottom row over the top on every single peg. So we're going to start on this peg, and we're going to take our bottom row over the top. Now push this down, take your bottom row over the top, push this down, and keep going. So we're taking our bottom X over the top X on all of these. Now push all of these down if you haven't already. And since we just brought the white over the top, you can pull this down and you can see that we're going to lay white again. So whichever color you bring over the top is the color you're going to lay next. So we're going to lay white in its spot. Now we're going to match up our whites. Skip 1, match up the white, and your last one. Now we have a bottom row and a top row, and as you can see, my colors have switched. Now green is on the bottom and white is on the top. And I want to take my bottom green rubber bands over the top. So I'm going to start on this peg. I'm going to take my bottom rubber band over the top, my bottom over the top, and push these down as you go. And do your last one. And push these down if you haven't already. Now, we have just brought our green rubber bands down, so we're going to lay a green row. And we're going to start on the end this time. Take your rubber bands or rubber band, and you're going to start on the end. Skip one. Skip one. Skip one. And skip one. And as you can see, again, my colors have switched. White is on the bottom and green is on the top. And as you can see also, we have on the edges, we have the same color bottom rubber band as the top rubber band. And this is going to happen every time you have an edge. So we're going to start by taking our bottom rubber band over the top. Take your other one over the top. And you're going to take all of them over the top. Now push these down if you haven't already. Okay, so we just brought our white rubber bands over the top, and we're going to lay another white row. So we're going to start on the white, skip one, skip one, and skip one. Now, we have a bottom row and a top row, and we're going to take our bottom row over the top. And my colors have switched again. Green is on the bottom and white is on the top. So I'm just going to take my bottom row over the top. And push these down as you go. And push these down. Now, we have just brought over our green rubber bands, so we're going to do another green row. And we're going to start on the end, skip one, skip one, skip one, and skip one. And we're going to do the same routine. We're going to take our bottom row over the top, and your edges are going to be the same color as your top rubber band. So we're going to take our bottom row over the top for all of these. And your last one. Now push these down. And we just brought our white over the top, so we're going to lay another white row. We're going to start where the white starts. We're going to skip one, skip one, skip one. And now we have our bottom row and our top row. And my colors have switched again. Green is on the bottom and white is on the top. And we're just going to take our bottom row over the top. Now push these down. And I've just brought my green over the top, so I'm going to do another green row. I'm going to start on this end. Skip one, skip one, skip one, and skip one. Now we have a bottom row and a top row, and we're going to take our bottom row over the top. And remember, our edge is always going to be the same color as our top rubber band. So you're going to take all your bottom rubber bands over the top for this row. Now push these down. And now you can see that we have finished 4 rows of each color, and we want to have 27 rows of white and 27 rows of green. And since we just did 4 rows of each color, we want to do 23 more rows of each color. So I'm going to do mine, and I'll be right back. I just finished my 23 more rows, and I have 27 in total. And to count your 27 rows, you're going to start with your bottom X, and you're going to count all the way up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the way up. And I have 27 whites. So we're going to end this. And to do this, you're going to take your hook on your first 2. You're going to slide it onto your hook. Then you're going to grab this one. So now you have both loops on your hook. You're going to take a rubber band, pull this through, and pull one loop through the other. Now we're going to do the same for all of these. So you're going to slide it under your hook and slide the other one. Then you're going to take a rubber band and pull one loop through the other. Now continue this. So slide it onto your hook, grab a rubber band, pull this through, and pull one loop through the other. And do your last one. Now we are ready to finish our cup cozy. Now we are ready to end our cup cozy. And as you can see, we have some slip knots at the top, and we're going to take our first one, and we're going to start on this side. We're going to stick our hook through that first X, or figure 8, and there are 4, so I'm going to stick it through the first one. Then I'm going to go back, grab my first slip knot, pull this through, put it on my finger. Then I'm going to go to my next slip knot, and I'm going to stick my hook through the rubber bands it is holding. And I'm going to grab my slip knot, pull it through, and then I'm going to grab the slip knot on top and pull one loop through the other. Now that might seem very confusing, so I'm going to show you again. So you're going to hold this slip knot, stick your hook in your next X, pull your slip knot through the X, put it on your finger. Now we're going to take the rubber bands that this slip knot is holding, grab your slip knot, pull it through, and we're going to take this slip knot on our hook and pull one slip knot through the other. Now I'm going to hold my slip knot, stick my hook in my next X, grab it, pull it through, and put my slip knot on my finger. I'm going to stick my hook in the rubber bands that this slip knot is holding. I'm going to pull my slip knot through it, and then pull one slip knot through the other. And on your last one, you're going to do the same thing. So stick your hook in your last X, pull your slip knot through it, hold your slip knot, stick your hook in the slip knot's rubber bands, pull this through, and pull one slip knot through the other. Now, we don't want this to just hang, so you want to hold it And we're going to grab some rubber bands from this side, and we're going to pull your slip knot through it. So now we have completely sewed it up. And for this slip knot, you can just tuck it in and tie it. I'm going to tie mine onto a rubber band. So I'm going to tie it onto these rubber bands. And once you're done with that, you have finished sewing up your cup cozy. Once you have sewn up your cup cozy, here are some other ways you can end it. So I didn't like how there was just a slip knot tied onto rubber bands, so I undid that, and I'm going to make another slip knot to tie it onto. So I'm going to grab some green rubber bands from the back. I'm going to grab 2. And notice how I'm doing it on the opposite side, so when they tie together, you're sewing up that side. So I'm going to grab a rubber band, pull this through, and make a slip knot by pulling one loop through the other. And now I have 2 slip knots, and I can just tie these together in one knot. And rubber bands aren't very easy to tie, so you're just going to tie them together, and then you can cut them off. Now on this side, I thought it was way too open, so I'm going to take these rubber bands and these. I'm going to stick it in like this, and I'm going to grab a rubber band, pull it through all of these, and make another slip knot. But now I have another slip knot problem, so I'm going to turn it around, grab some rubber bands from the opposite side, make another slip knot, pull one loop through the other, and do this on the inside of your cup cozy so it won't be shown. And then you're just going to make another knot. And then you can cut them off when you're done. Now, if you want to attach a button, I'm going to show you how. Now we're going to add a button. And this is very optional. So we're going to take our dental floss and 2 rubber bands, but you can use 1. You're going to slide your 2 rubber bands onto your dental floss and twist their tops. And I am using green rubber bands and a white button. So you're going to twist these. You're going to go up through one hole, pull this up, and then go down through the other hole. You can twist them if you need to again. So go down through the second hole. Now, you're just going to pull them up with your dental floss. And these are sort of hard to pull for your first try. And sometimes they will need your fingers to pull them. Then you can take off your dental floss, take your hook, grab your first 2, and take your second 2. Then you're going to grab 1 rubber band, put this on your hook, pull this through, and place it back on. Now you're going to place this onto your finger, and you're going to find out where you want it. So I'm just going to place mine right here. And you're going to stick your hook up through where you want it. You're going to grab your first loop. Pull this through the back. Then you're going to stick your hook back up where you want it and take your second loop. Now pull these to the back. And you're going to pull one loop through the other and make a very tight slip knot. And with the slip knot, you can either tie it off or make another slip knot and tie them together. And to do that, you're just going to take 2 rubber bands in the back, make another slip knot, and then tie these 2 together. And I find this way very easy to do. And then you can just cut these off once you finish. But I want to make my button very secure and tight. And then you can snip these off. And you're done. This is what they look like when they're done. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you make some, I'd love to see them. My Instagram is CraftLifeUSA, so please tag me in a photo. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, pin it on Pinterest, and subscribe right here on YouTube. I hope you're living a craft life just like me. Thanks for watching. Bye!